countdown clock and all this music, and here we are live now. So we're just gonna go right into it live without music and stuff. Welcome everybody. Manning the Grill, episode 11. I think I got it tagged right. Episode 11, conveniently called "I Know a Girl and I Know a Guy." No, I know a guy and a girl, right? So today we're going to talk about referrals, and what I wanted to kind of talk to everyone about is this right here. We're going to call this the vacation view, baby. Why isn't this working? There we go. We're going to put this one over there. That's what we're here to talk about, right? I am on vacation. You can see my relaxed attitude, my little condo behind me. And I thought this is a perfect time to talk about referrals. So I would like to welcome Jason, Panos, and Keely Kopp, two fellow RE/MAX agents that I have referred to and had referrals come back to down in the Florida area. And we're going to talk about real estate in Florida and a little bit about referrals, and especially R4 ending last week, the big RE/MAX conference, which is called R4, ended last week. And this is the perfect time to kind of do this. So how are you guys doing today?
Fantastic.
Doing well.
Awesome. So real quick, Keely, start with you. Where are you at? Where do you do business at? And how's the market in your place?
I'm in Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida, which is where the Players Championship just was.
Yeah.
And I work in Ponte Vedra, Jacksonville, and the St. Augustine area. And the market here has been booming, and it's crazy. Not much inventory and a lot of active buyers.
Right. And that's a nationwide thing. I mean, that's annoying. Yeah. That was one of the things we had from R4. So I didn't go to R4 in person. I attended a lot of virtual sessions. And yeah, kind of the same thing all around. Not enough buyers, or too many buyers, not enough listings. What can we do to get more listings? The listing classes, the position up for your listing classes were packed, right? Just tons of people there. So cool. Jason, how about you? Where are you from? Where you do business at?
So, excuse me. I live in Pensacola, Florida, or just outside of Pensacola. I been in the business a little over 5 years, and our situation's similar. I think the only difference between our situation and most is, building costs have skyrocketed, and we've been hit double whammy because the lumber cost has gone up, but also we just had a hurricane, and so lumber prices are even higher. So our inventory is even lower than what the national average is showing. And I think that hopefully in the next couple of months, that'll relieve a little bit, but we're having the same problem. Too many buyers, not enough listings.
Sure. And that's your normal buyers, right?
Yes.
So one of the things I love, or I found interesting here, is when we came down, the entire state of Alabama was a parking lot. From the time you got out of Nashville heading south, you were just literally, it should have been a 10-hour drive from Louisville. It was 12 hours. Just stop and go all the way down. Some friends said the same thing heading down from Michigan, heading down to the other side of Florida, Keely's side, right? Do you guys get a lot of requests for vacation homes, and how is that market, right? Because I know that's what I've sent you guys. Keely took care of my sister, for one, but she's also looking for a vacation home for me. It's on a feed. I get them. There's a very specific area I'm looking for. Jason, we're in this Destin area, Pensacola area. That's got to be a hot spot for vacation homes. Tell me a little bit about that and how you've used referrals in the past to make that work.
Asking me or Keely?
Go with you, Jason, first. Sorry about that.
No. I didn't want to step on her toes. I'll tell you what. One of the things I love about this brand, and I left R4 and I was standing in the airport, and my phone rings. Hey, such and such said I need to call you. They want to buy something on the beach.
Nice.
That's the third one I got just being at R4. I think that this brand is amazing. That when you're working with somebody that wears that balloon, they have to be top producers. They have to produce. They have to know what they're doing. Or, I think Nick Bailey always talks about it. It's really expensive to be in this brand if you're not producing. It's really cheap if you are producing. So you have top producers in here. But I always get a lot of people. I hate to say it. I live where you vacation. People want to live down in Pensacola Beach, in Gulf Breeze, in Navarre, in Destin. So a lot of people come this way, or even sometimes realize, I want to live near the beach, but I don't want to be on the beach. When you realize, we have hurricanes all the time. So we'll sell them something that's a little further north. And that's not a big deal. But you also, the further north you get, 10, 15, 20 minutes away, prices drastically drop. And a lot of buyers are doing that. unless they're looking for the beach experience. But yes,
Sure.
I get a lot of it.
Sure. How about you, Keela? Because we were actually the resort we're in. We didn't do any research, right? It was a spring break trip. Some other friends were here, and we're like, all right, what building you in? We'll just try to find the first thing open there. And lo and behold, I have friends up and down the coast, literally from Seaside all the way over to Fort Walton Beach, and we're just comparing locations. All of them are VRBO type scenarios. So someone owns this and they're vacation property generating revenue with it, right? But they're all different. One is in this big, beautiful community in Sandestin, very high end, woods, highly catered. Mine is kind of, I wouldn't call it hood, but but I definitely call it a little bit on the lower scale, right? Or a little more affordable scale, different. But I'm on the beach. That one's on the beach. My other buddy, they're in, like Jason was saying, a little bit north. They're on the other side of the waterway, so a little bit closer to where he is. Still great experience all the way around. What's been your experience with vacation properties coming towards your side?
So our most popular, a lot of people, the beaches here are big, from Jack's Beach down to Ponte Vedra, and then St. Augustine's more of like the historic district where people have VRBO, Airbnbs, or people just have second homes here that they come down and visit during the year. And it's been big for that, but the market is really good for vacation homes here. And
fair enough. What's the favorite spot? Because you've got a unique little thing over where you are, because you're literally on the border of South Carolina. South Carolina, and that's a ton of beach areas there, all the way down to Daytona, right? And all different beaches in between, right? What's the most popular?
Yeah, Georgia has some beaches too.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Georgia, you're in Georgia for a second before you get South Carolina, right? Yeah, that's right.
Georgia, then South Carolina. The most popular beaches here on the east coast of Florida, St. Augustine gets a lot of visitors, but Daytona and Ormond Beach are really big. Obviously, if you go down a little more south, you have like the Hollywood area, things like that. But closest to us would be St. Augustine, Daytona Beach area, which we've even worked down there because we've had clients that have been referred to us and we'll help down there. So
nice. So here's a quick question. We know that RE/MAX agents are 17 on average, 17 deals per agent nationwide. Jason was kind of talking about that a little bit before. When it comes to those deals, your buyers in your market, right? So I'm from the north, I'm from Madison, and my people are thinking about second homes. Do you have a lot of buyers, or is it a trend here in this Florida area where buyers that live here buy these homes as vacation homes? And I ask that because the one I'm living in is owned by a guy in Evansville, Indiana. Sorry. He runs a sales team. He owns 2 units in this complex. I'm trying to get a feel. Who are the owners of these vacation properties down here? Is it more local investors? And is that a thing? Like, because where I'm from, if you want to invest, you're investing in 4, then hopefully you can get that 4 unit turned into an 8 unit, then an 8 unit into a 30 unit. Here, maybe the model's different, right? Could you talk about that a little bit from an investment standpoint locally? Start with you, Jason.
I think a little bit of both. I mean, I've got an investor that lives in Jacksonville and has invested in a few townhomes here. I've got an investor that lives up north, kind of in just outside of New York, I think, and one that's in New Mexico, I think. And then I've got a few investors that actually real estate agents that I just, hey, I'll do this. Here you go. I think it's a combination. I mean, I think that there are some local. I think that there are some distant because the cost of living here. I mean, if you look at the county that I live in Pace, which is Santa Rosa County, Santa Rosa County has the lowest tax rate in the entire state of Florida. And when I say low, I mean like 14%.
Florida's pretty low as it is.
And when you know you're that much lower than the next county, and people flock to this area. So they're going down to the beach, getting beachfront condos, paying up the yin-yang for it, but their taxes are low. So a lot of people in different areas, I mean, I think the mentality comes down, hey, I'm in New York. I'm paying $10,000 a month in taxes. I say, yeah, your tax is like $2,100. They go, a month? And I go, no, a year. And they're like, what do I sign? And so, it's shocking of how inexpensive luxury property is down here in comparison to a lot of the other places in the country.
Yeah, Definitely. The tax thing, good Lord, yeah. How about you, Keely? What's been your experience?
Yeah, I agree with Jason. Here, we have quite a few people that may not live at the beach. They may live in town and want like a condo or a home on the beach so they can come and visit here. But we do have a lot of people from the northern region that come down here. And honestly, I've seen more New Jersey plates in my local area this last year than I have in a while. So everyone's saying that Ponte Vedra, Jax Beach area has been discovered because we're having a lot of people from up north that are coming here and buying.
Interesting. It's funny because the spot that I'm targeting, where's the one I'm targeting? It's on the off the St. John River. There's at St. Augustine.
Well, you're talking basically off Jacksonville Beach.
No, where that cancer hospital is.
Oh, San Marco?
I lose you guys. I lose Keely. Oh, she froze up.
Nope, San Marco. She's right.
I might have a little suspect internet here. San Marco. Thank you. Yeah, San Marco is where I'm targeting, specifically because of the hospital and its proximity to where my mom and sister live, right? The beaches sound attractive. Yeah. Uh-oh. Have a little internet down.
Yeah, not ours.
You guys still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I'm going to keep going. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. Keely, would you mind taking a quick second? Say what? Sorry, man. I thought this would be a perfect time to do this because all the people in this resort would be out at the beach. It's a beautiful day, and I get more of the internet back. But I don't think that's happening, apparently. Doggone Cox. Keely, talk a real second about, because this is how I found you, right? I looked up on the Remax website, and I saw through there, saw you and your mom, and I liked the family idea. Her mom is Debbie, great little agent. She's been doing it for a while. And at the time, your brother was an agent as well.
He was.
And you were the closest. Yep, he was, right? And at the time, you were the closest one to where my sister actually lived. I made a call, kind of had a quick conversation, and introduced you to my sister. Why don't you talk real quick about some of the ways that you have found other Remax agents for your referrals? And I'll let you follow it up, Jason, when she's done.
So the way that I've done that, I've used the Remax Referral Network Facebook group and posted on there, and people will recommend agents, and I'll reach out and talk to them. Otherwise, I've just done it directly through the Remax website and put that out there, and agents will respond, and it's easy to communicate and connect. And I feel good about doing it that way because I know that my buyers and clients will be in great hands with other Remax agents.
One of my favorite things about the Remax Referral Facebook network is that everyone, when you get referred, anyone you've ever worked with will just jump on. Yeah, yo, he's the bomb. One of my favorite is Jason Raines. You guys know Jason Raines in Kansas City?
Yeah.
Yeah. Great guy, right? Referred a couple to him, vice versa. And he keeps me involved. Like I'm not on that. I don't follow it dramatically, intensively, but every now and then I'll see a notification that Jason's tagged me in something. Like, that's not my part of Wisconsin, but thanks. Thanks, Jason. I appreciate it, buddy. So how about you, Jason? How do you usually find the agents to refer to and give it from a comfort standpoint, right?
Yeah. I do a little bit like Keely. I mean, I do post it if I go to the R4 network because I've met about 90% of the people that I refer. I have had drinks with them. I've talked to them about business. I know their mentality, and I can match a personality. But sometimes, like, I don't know. I will post it on the network, and people will tag. And two things I look for. Number one, if somebody I know recommends that person, then I will call them and I'll talk to them a little bit about the referral. Because I also believe that, if somebody recommends me or vice versa, someone recommends someone else and they're terrible, I'm going to call that agent. I go, what were you thinking? The other thing I'll do is right beforehand is I look up their profiles. We have access to profiles through the Remax network. I'm not looking for production levels. I'm looking for consistency. I'm looking for, is this agent consistently producing at a top level or this level versus what the market's doing? I mean, we can look at top producers in Miami is going to be different than top producers in Pensacola. Totally different market. Right. So levels and all that don't matter, but I want to see somebody that is engaged in their business. They'll take care of the client, and I'll call and talk to them. And again, I'll get personality, go like, okay, I want to work with this person because I'm a resource when that referral goes. Keely, if you sent me somebody and you needed help, or if I sent you somebody and you go, can you talk to the guy? Hey, this is a problem we're having. I'm going to call and be the voice of reason. So I want to make sure that that communication and that relationship, not only with the client is there, but with the other agent as well. So I do very similar to what Keely does, but a lot of times I'm looking for something very specific.
Yeah, well said, because it's very important, because there's probably more than one referral to be handed down through time, right? It's just like building a relationship with a buyer or a seller. You're going to build it with another agent, because I might need you, aka you might need me, as we go along the lines, right? Real quick, let's touch on relocation networks, right? That's another big thing about we use referrals for. Are you guys in Keely? You are Remax Unlimited. Oops, Infinity. No. What's your Remax brand?
Remax
Unlimited. And Jason, you are Remax
Infinity.
Infinity, perfect. Do you guys as brokerages belong to a relocation network?
Mine does not.
I don't. We have an agent that will take up a relo every once in a while, but we don't have somebody that's in a network, if you will.
Perfect. So, and that's awesome, because that's how we belong to a relocation service either, right? We depend on the R4 network, the Remax Referral Network, as our relocation program. And to your point, Jason, it's more than just sending a buyer over there. Hey, where can the guy get his clothes dried, right? He needs a car. What's the choice of schools? What's the hobbies around there? Excuse me. My guy's a biker. What are your bike trails like? That was one I actually sent to Colorado. Like, what are your bike trails like in this part of Colorado? I know they are in Denver, but what are they in here, right? That's where I love Remax agents. And like you said, when I hand off a referral, I talked to Key like 3 times, I think, before I handed my sister off to her.
Yeah.
And she graciously took it, talked to me everything about it. And she dealt with my sister, which is a whole nother episode. We can talk about that, right?
I love Yolanda.
like you were saying, if you refer a bad buyer, like, I don't know if I want to refer my sister.
This is going to be one of those shows where you go, God, she was a mess. And you're just like, oh my God, she's family.
Yep. Sometimes just can't get out of it. But I depend on that network for relocation. Do you guys do a similar situation when you have clients relocating?
Yes, that's exactly what I do. We've worked with relocations that have been referred to us, and then we'll refer those out as well. But like I said, we don't belong to some company or something that we get relocation leads. So it's all through Remax.
Sure.
I'd say 80% of my market or 60% of my market, because of where I live, is military. I mean, I was military myself. So when I'm referring people out, I mean, I know the duty stations they're going to. I know the ones in Tampa, I know Virginia and San Diego and Washington. So when I'm doing that, it doesn't make sense most of the time as a VA buyer with the benefits you get to go to a specific reload system, because the military is going to do all that for you. So I don't get into it a lot. And I actually think a lot of times military members lose money doing that. I tell them that. I said, look, if I think that you can get more money over here, I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to list your home if I think I'm going to lose you money. But a lot of times when you compare what VA does, they're going to move you, and buying somewhere else, basically 100% loan with no PMI, you can't beat it. Reload is going to charge you a whole lot more in most circumstances. So
literally, relax, comma, we've done this 1,000 times. Right? That's pretty cool. All right. Well, I'm good. Thank you so much for your time. As we close, what I wanted to ask, craziest referral story, either receiving or sending. Take your pick. Put you on the spot a little bit here. I'll waste a little time, give you a little time to think, but we'll start with you, Keely. And please don't be my sister. Oh my God.
Just don't tell that story. Don't tell that story.
That was actually a great story. She was fun to work with. She kept it really fun.
You see how excited she was when she got that stupid lanai thing built in the back of her house? I'm like, oh my God. Are you kidding me?
Oh, her little church thing, yeah.
So Jason, my sister, she literally sent she has a big network. I love my sister to death. Let me preface that. I was Leukemia Lymphoma Society Man of the Year. My sister was the second, actually the highest fundraiser behind me. Cancer is really important to us. It's one of our big causes. Our dad died of cancer, etc. So I love her to death, and she's my sister. But she's a single female. It's hilarious because the stuff she thinks of. I'm like, what? For instance, when she bought this house, she sent out a message to all her Facebook friends like, hey, I know you guys, basically, I haven't gotten married, so you didn't come to a wedding, but you can give me something for my house. If you want to give me a gift card anywhere, I was like, what? You just asked for gift cards on your house? What? That's what we're dealing with here, but not to get off track. Give me your craziest story, Keely. That doesn't involve my siblings.
Trying to think of crazy referral that we've had.
How about golf? Do people come down? Since you got the TPC Sawgrass there, do people come down and specifically, want to just be around a golf community? You got to be a crazy story there.
We are a big golf community here. I couldn't even tell you how many golf courses we have here. There are so many.
Or even better yet, let me rephrase that question a little bit. Do you think you have a specific age that your referrals are, average age, older or younger versus what Jason's typical referrals might be?
No, they really vary here. We've got a very diverse group of age groups, yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'll let you off the hook then. Jason, you got to have some military crazy stories.
Oh, I get a lot of crazy military. I don't know about referrals. Most time I get a referral, the agent almost preps me of, this is what this guy's going to be like. So I already have, the ammo in the bag. I always tell my clients, I'm never going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you need to know. And sometimes I'm brutally honest and they're like, oh my God, you just told me I can't do this? Yes, I told you can't do this.
Yeah. Oh.
I think, I don't know that I've had a lot of crazy referrals. I've had some crazy clients, but not crazy referrals. As far as the age bracket, yeah, not that I can think of. I think our age bracket, we tend to be a lot more retire community. There's more retired senior officers in the military here than anywhere else in the country. So, but I get a lot of flight students in my repertoire. I get a lot of, mid-range, mid 40s, 50s, and then I get all the way up to, 80s. So, it's diverse, but
it's all over,
yeah. I can't think of a really good. I wish I could. Because honestly, I wish it wasn't about a referral because I could tell you a couple of the ones I fired but obviously that's not what this is about. No, most of them are bent around. They think they want to do something because another state allows them, and although Florida is very, I hate to say it, but lax in the way that they interpret the law in real estate, and there's a reason for it. Not that we could have an hour conversation about that, and I think it's better. But I think people think that because what one state does, we do down here is completely different. And so when they want you to do something that doesn't work and you can't do it and you're not in that market, they don't like, sometimes people are like, well, why can't you just do this? I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to do something I know I can't do.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Well, that's part of the whole thing of just referring to a legitimate agent who knows what they're talking about, right? I got a referral from New York the other day. New York is very similar to Illinois, where the agents do the work, open the doors, and then they basically turn all the paperwork into a lawyer to do all the probate work, all the probate and title work. Wisconsin's different. We do all the work up into the title, and the title just basically makes sure the title in our world just puts a pretty bow on it, make sure there's no liens and encumbrances, etc., and move on. The funny thing about the guy coming from New York, he didn't have a closing date. In our offers to purchase, if you check the contingent upon a buyer's property sale or contingent upon the buyer's property offer, you got to have a date attached to it. So when I called the lawyer, not the agent, the lawyer, I'm like, when's this thing going to close? He's like, well, we don't know. It's got to get to this point. I'm like, but I need to know a date so I can tell them, because and it's important because our market's super competitive, just like yours, right? They want to know the date. That date can be the make or break on your offer.
Yeah.
So I needed that other agent. We collaborated on how to do this, and he gave me the date to shoot for. Should be done by this day. I'm like, thank you. We'll work with it, but it's important to have a person, any individual in your area who knows what the hell they're doing, because every state's real estate is different. You ever referred to Texas?
Yes.
Oh, totally different, right? Like you have to have a master's degree to be a broker. Like it's just great. It's just different, right? Just totally different how it works.
And I can tell you, like Keely probably backed me up on this. I joke with our title officers all the time. This is the closest thing I can do to practice law without being an attorney. And they do. I mean, I've got attorneys on speed dial, but they're like, no, you're doing this right, or you've worded this right, or whatever. But I mean, we do everything. We turn it over to the attorney. If there's a dispute, that's when they step in. But realistically, it's on each, from a liability perspective, is bad in some cases because we have to make sure we know what we're doing. At the same time, it allows us to help more things within the contract on the ground.
Sure. No, it totally makes sense. Yeah, it's crazy, right? So, all right. So I'll give you my crazy story. I got a lady referred to a lady from Canada.
There was a reason he was asking this question.
Say what?
I knew there was a reason you were asking this question because you wanted to tell the story. Here you go.
I got a decent one. Got a referral from a lady in Canada. Turns out my wife actually worked with this lady getting referred. I won't say recently divorced, but divorced in the last 3 years. Been in an apartment. Now decided she wanted to get her own place. Right. Great. We Facebook or LinkedIn each other, so we realized that we had some connections via my wife, etc. And so we started doing our things. She ended up getting fired. So I'm gonna make a super long story short. She ended up firing me because I couldn't get her in during COVID. This was in the middle of summer. I couldn't get her in properties first. I'm like, I can't get you in every property first. A couple times, yes. A Remax listing, yes, right? When's it go live? Give me the first date, boom, done. But not everyone is a Remax listing, and I can't get you in every property first. And I got fired because I couldn't promise or guarantee, I guess, I got her in every listing before anyone else because she feared the transmission of COVID. And I understand that. I say that story because I'm like, I come down to Florida, I'm like, what? Go who? Go what? COVID here. This is kind of crazy. So, all right, guys, I appreciate your time. In the comments, I have put both your connections. If you guys or anyone listening here has anyone referring to those East Coast of Florida, Jacksonville area, Destin, Pensacola, Fort Walton Beach area, please think of Jason, or as normal, connect me because I know a guy and a girl that I can connect you with, that are good people and amazing agents to do the job with. Like I said, I appreciate you guys' time. I'm gonna go back to vacation mode. Let's end on that. There's my vacation mode picture. Let me get that thing in here. Add to the stream. Oh, where'd it go? There we go.
Right at the beach. Come on.
I know, it's a nice view.
Oh, I think my phone died. I can't find it. We're gonna end. I'm having some technical challenges here today. Yeah, right. Being remotely. So, like I said, I appreciate you guys' time. Look forward to sending you and receiving more referrals from each and one of you. And actually, you guys have a referral, don't you? Do I have to connect you guys?
Yeah, I'll be talking to Jason.
Yeah, right on the show before we came on board, she says, "Hey, you know what? I need to call you." Okay.
Yeah.
And that is the way this works. That's the beauty. As I'm recruiting for our brokerage now, that is the beauty. It's like, I'm telling you, just by having the balloon as part of your package, you will get 5.2 more deals by accident, right? I'm not lying. It actually happens. That's how tight our little network is. So I appreciate you guys again volunteering to come on this on a day, coming out of your business. I know you're busy, Jason, coming out of R4. You have some stuff going on. Keely, as always, great to see you guys.
Yeah.
Take care.
Thanks, you too.
Thanks for having us.
Yep.